This is me, the Grand Duchess Rasmus Cohen, also known as Ryan Tomlinson. Today, a day is a good day. You ever think about two things that we depend so much in this society: family and friends, socially, money and work, professionally, and coffee. I say coffee and grapes for drink, and bread and apples, or bread and fruit to eat. How different and how similar they are. How different and how similar when you encounter somebody else. They seek the same direction, the same things. How similar it is when one is perceived as damaged or less than. How the perception manifests itself, and how the true friendship or the true relationships come out, manifest themselves. How they come out and it's seen for what it is. One of us don't need to change. One of us don't need change. And in that sense, meaning one of us were always ourselves, and the other second guess, second priorities, or settled for something else. When you have been when you reach a certain status in life and functioning, we come to realize in certain conversations where we have been and how we have been and who got us there, and what are the lies we told behind the smiles. Because that takes a toll professionally, personally, and socially. And I just want to say this tonight. A year ago I wrote this thing, and I didn't realize today it would manifest itself in a conversation more than one point today. It's a poem I wrote. I call it Coffee and Wine. It says, beans and grapes made same speed, one for energy to work the week, and one for the pleasures of the sweet. Wine and coffee never mix. Sure, they're from the group equipped. One's the vine and one's the swine. Three trees both cast the shadows of our time. When we drink wine and coffee dash for an open mouth, wine are sucked and coffee swallowed. This is when we drink wine and coffee and a dash of coffee with an open mouth, we are sucked and swallowed fast with a slurped, a bout, and a gulp. Wine and coffee, they never speak. The shapes of the seeds, some are seedless. They never speak. The fruit compete for who is prettier, juicier, and plumpier, both sexy to fairies who seek. It's clear who, when, and who tired and tried to provide the best affairs, and here's the currants or the raisins and the snacks that are sex fair. Wine and coffee we love to drink, but coffee boasts, who can store a dry spell more? The allure, the scents from hell, a little water makes them plump again. Oh, that's not coffee, but the raisins in themselves. Wine and coffee took to cook. Grapes at fair were clear. They will never be overlooked. Sweet or spongy, they were the seal that appealed to the bun appetit. Ho, 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 hold up. It's a coffee's dear beans, with more flavor or flair when they did come at meat's feast. The grapes of wine had a bigger feat. The coffee made the meats last. Coffee made meats last. Money than a minute in sheets, and the weeks on the street. Wine and coffee will survive till one small day the tea tears and Thirsty Thursday came to life, and wine and coffee was the spice of life. They did drink together, burp, fart, and laugh, till they were clean and fill, both from mouth or from the other part. They laughed and giggled, and those who were hesitant and completing still undrilled. Wine and coffee, what a drill, what a thing we both love still. And so it is in personal relationship. One of us look juicier, plumpier, and rosier, but we always in our relationship find a little fault. The intent. What is the intent when we see someone that we have never seen in a long time? Does it change? Does the opinion change? Does the friendship change? Does these relationship changes? What changes? Or are we still wine and coffee together but never mix? The sooner we begin to realize who we are and to respect people for who they are in their humility, as well as in the essence of their intelligence and the essence of their destiny, then we become to accept the limitations of ourselves and what our destiny is. Also, never to second guess anything. This is how we manage those emotions of jealousy, envy, and of what other social discomforts we may suffer when we look at people and harbor jealousy with a smile and think they cannot be discovered, or to think that we cannot be recovered from the adversity or obstacles that we face when we pursue what divine granted us every day, every second, and every hour. And that is the power of love. I love men. I've always loved men. I've always been the type of man that has taken it from the back. I love men. And I say it, and I make this statement: my bud passas is wet, my breast is tender, yet and still God loved me. My biology is different, yes, and so what? I am never indifferent to a man that I love. But what I am indifferent to is the hesitation, is the devilish side of people, where they make a mockery of preference, a mockery of comfort, and a mockery of personal happiness and stability. And they make a mockery of what they think happiness is and where your happiness is. And such are the seeds of wine and grapes, or coffee and wine, because coffee beans are forever, and grapes they last and they have their purpose. But who are you? A coffee bean or a grape? At least the grape can be, at least the coffee have its grounds and last a long time, and the scent is still there when it comes around. I call myself a coffee bean, a grapes. Too much envy for me. This is me, the Grand Duchess Rasmus Conan. Have a good evening. I love you, all the men out there that love me, that has loved me in the past and now love me. I love you. It's still tight. Have a good night.